Tonight on Chris 6 News, SNAP benefits run out tomorrow. We'll show you the impact on the coastal bend next. Plus, a gas leak on the south side creates a scare for some neighbors. And it's the spookiest night of the year. What to watch out for in your kids' candy haul. Neighborhood News reporter Michaela Chavez has details. Chris 6 News at 5 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Suzanne Stevens. Clara has the night off. The government shutdown has now hit the dinner table. The USDA says SNAP benefits, food assistance that helps feed more than 40 million Americans, will stop going out November 1st if Congress doesn't approve new funding. Food banks are already bracing for longer lines, and grocery stores warn the ripple effect could hit local economies within days. Meanwhile, several states are planning to sue the Trump administration for not using emergency funds if SNAP benefits run out. Some states say they can cover a few weeks of benefits, but most cannot, leaving families across the country wondering what happens next. President Trump is urging the Senate to end the 60-vote filibuster rule in order to reopen the shuttered government without Democratic votes. How much of an impact will it have on the coastal bend? Our Chris 6 investigative team dug into the numbers, and the impact is substantial. Right now, 3.5 million Texans are facing uncertainty about their next meal. In Nueces County alone, more than 60,000 people rely on these benefits. That's close to $11 million in monthly food assistance. So who receives SNAP benefits in the coastal bend? In Nueces County, nearly 45% of all recipients are children, and another 15% are those over 60 years old. Statewide, nearly half of all recipients are children. That's 1.7 million Texas kids. About 1 in 3 SNAP households include elderly adults or people with disabilities. And here's what many don't realize. Close to 40% of SNAP households have someone who is working, but their wages simply don't cover basic necessities. For now, families across South Texas and Texas are being asked to do the impossible, stretch what little they have until Washington reaches a deal. Meantime, in Jim Wells County, an organization is trying to meet the upcoming demand. Neighborhood News reporter Melissa Trevino spoke to families who lined up today at the Real Inc. food distribution line. Robert Ramirez and his wife Cecilia were hoping to get some extra food to supplement their grocery list. The couple lives on a fixed income and receives about $250 a month in food stamps. But lately, they say, it doesn't go far.
Well, you have to stretch it out so much so it doesn't go through the whole month. We come here to complete the month so we can get extra food.
Real Inc. says it provided meals to approximately 300 families today. That's a 70% increase from last week. For more information on food distribution events across the coastal bend, you can visit our website at christv.com. A gas leak on the city's south side caused a bit of a scare for residents this morning. A contractor accidentally cut a 3-inch gas line near the Walmart on Saratoga around 11 a.m. Police had to shut down one of the eastbound lanes of Saratoga near the Walmart. The entrance near the Dunkin' Donuts was also closed. We were on the scene of a townhome fire Wednesday night on Rodfield Road and Fremont Drive. The fire damaged at least 3 units and is still under investigation tonight. One of the units belongs to Deborah Garcia, who says she lost nearly everything.
I'm just blessed to be here. I lost everything, but I'm just grateful to be alive.
Garcia and her fiancé had recently canceled their home insurance due to finances. Now they're turning to the community for help through the GoFundMe. We have that link on our website at christv.com. A chilly start to your Halloween night. Will it hold for the weekend? That's all we want to know. Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber joins us now, hopefully with the answer. Hi, Steph.
Hey, Suzanne. Yeah, happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Real treat would be some of this, but it looks like this is going to be a historically dry October.
And you're dressing up as rain.
You know, we had to do something because everyone's been asking me when I walk the dogs in the neighborhood, they're like, hey, weather lady, we need some more rain. I want some rain too, so let's go ahead and take a look at how conditions are, how October tends to compare to other years. I figured this was the only way I was going to get everybody rainfall all around the coastal bend at once, so sorry, this is the best I can do. There are some rain chances in the 7-day forecast. It's not going to help this metric though. 2025 looking to be the 5th driest October ever in Corpus Christi. We weren't asking for very much, only trying to pick up a little more than 3 inches of rainfall. It doesn't look like we could do it. So we got 4 drops in the bucket, 0.04 of an inch, and it's only out of 139 years now. So again, the ask was not very big. But as far as today goes, we had a pretty nice morning, 42 to start, so very chilly. 78 for the afternoon wasn't too bad. How's the temperature for those trick-or-treaters? I'll fill you in when we come back.
Thank you, Stephanie. A cool Halloween night is perfect for trick-or-treating, but before you head out, a few safety reminders to make sure only chills you feel are from the weather outside. Neighborhood News reporter Adam Beam sat down with Portland Police Chief Mark Corey, who says his department, as well as others, will have extra officers patrolling this weekend, focusing their efforts on drunk drivers.
Halloween this year is obviously on Friday. Have a lot more people out. I can assure you that we'll have additional officers out, as well as most other departments. Use the designated driver, use Uber, use whatever you have to have so that you're not driving in an intoxicated state.
With the PD doing its part, here's what you can do to celebrate safely. If you're heading out with the little ones, keep them in your sight and stick to the sidewalks. If your plans involve drinking, make sure driving isn't part of the equation.
Before you tear into that Halloween candy, wait. I'm Michaela Chavez, your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter downtown, with the warning for parents and kids this Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
No matter what your favorite candy is,
Snickers, Three Musketeers, Skittles, lollipops.
Always inspect whatever goodies, whatever candy you get.
after a recent case in Michigan where candies were found laced with THC.
Some of them did, minimize the ingredients, but did state THC.
Parents, like Raymond Garza, say it's a good time to double check the bag.
Well, it's just the word that's been around. There's interesting people trying to do questionable things.
He's a dad of a 2- and 3-year-old.
Yeah, I've taken them trick-or-treating before. They love Halloween.
He says a few minutes of checking is worth the peace of mind.
But it doesn't take much time to go ahead and just kind of sort one by one.
If something looks opened, tampered with, or not in its original wrapper,
go ahead and just discard it.
Baked goods?
I would suggest to discard that also.
Bottom line, if it doesn't look right,
simply just throw it away.
CCPD says while candy tampering has not been reported here in Corpus Christi, it's better to be safe than sorry.
We want everyone to have a safe and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween!
So, before you let your kids dig in, take a quick look, just to make sure the only surprises on Halloween night are the fun ones. And if you really want to double check for safety, well, you might have to sample a few pieces yourself. In downtown, I'm your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter, Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
A Halloween celebration that's all about inclusion at Flower Bluff ISD. The Special Education Department transformed the entire building into a spooky wonderland, giving students of all ages a safe and sensory-friendly way to join the fun. What started 3 years ago as a simple idea, decorating a few classrooms, has now transformed into a school-wide tradition. Every hallway and classroom is filled with lights, music, and themed decorations, all designed to make sure every student from preschool through high school can celebrate in a way that feels comfortable and exciting. For many of these students, it's a chance to experience the magic alongside their classmates and friends. And judging by the smiles, it's a tradition that's here to stay. A super surprise for hospital patients today. We'll show you the details next.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Since 2020, we've been following the story of Julian Galloway, a 10-year-old boy battling terminal brain cancer. A Facebook post shared by his family today says he's losing that battle, and they ask that you keep him in your prayers. The family says Julian's health has declined significantly over the past month. Tumors have continued to spread throughout his brain and spine, and there are no more treatment options available. Julian is now receiving comfort care at home. The family adds it's grateful for years of community support. Driscoll's Children's Hospital patients received a spooky surprise outside their windows today. Superheroes like Batman, Superman, and Iron Man stopped by to interact with the children for a unique Halloween experience. Staff also dressed up in their Halloween costumes and says this event helps many patients as they undergo treatments.
It helps these kids feel special, like, oh man, I'm here, but like somebody cares enough about me to dress up as a superhero, you know, and come swing on the windows.
Patients also enjoyed a Halloween parade and trick-or-treating inside the facility.
All right, if you are making the commute home, eager to get to all the trick-or-treating festivities, might be a good idea to take a look at our cameras here. SPID has some busy bees out on it, but nothing too busy right now outside of the usual. So no slowdowns to tell you about on 37. We're looking good there. We're SPID and the Crosstown interchange, all good, and SPID is looking good for the most part too, but we are busy on Saratoga and of course the usual spots around town, especially Staples. So as you head out, make sure you stay safe and you drive safe. Stick around. Your forecast is next. All right, let's take a look at the forecast. Right now, we've got temperatures that aren't feeling too bad. In fact, this is the example of wear a sweater when you head out the door in the morning, but dying to shed it when you get to the afternoon. We are very spookily comfortable out there. Temperatures in those upper 70s. We got a couple of 80s for inland neighbors. That's because you're a little drier out that way versus neighborhoods along the coast. So as we head into the evening hours, as soon as we lose that daylight, it's going to be chilly again, so bring the sweater back out. Hopefully you didn't leave it too far. It is going to be a chilly one heading into the overnight. But what about that spooky forecast? Heading out to go trick-or-treating? Well, as we head towards sunset, temperatures are still going to be feeling okay. We're talking about 70 degrees for a lot of neighborhoods here in Corpus Christi. That should be the number. Mostly clear. That is going to allow it to cool off much quicker after sunset as well. So last night felt chilly as soon as we left that daylight behind. Expect an eerily chilly forecast for tonight's trick-or-treat festivities too. So what are we getting up to by the time we hit your Saturday? November is going to be off to a chilly note, but not quite as cold as what we've seen the past 2 nights. We're starting to warm up. In fact, Saturday is probably going to be the warmest day, if not of the week, of the past couple of days, because it's right before our next cold front comes. So we're going to feel warm and at least a bit more humid. Temperatures should be starting off in the 50s. This 70 is a rogue number. Don't pay too much attention to that, but we are going to be feeling more comfortable to start the day. A little more humidity helps us get there, but the humidity is also going to help for an opportunity for this to materialize. Not just a costume, we could have a few showers overnight Saturday into early Sunday. We're not going to expect very humid conditions during the afternoon on Saturday, but look at how things kind of mount up into the overnight. Much more green on this map, but once the front moves through on Sunday, relative humidity is going to drop again. Dry, cool air is going to be reinforced. Not as cold as this last front because it's not as strong, but it is going to be dry. So we'll be talking about fire danger as we wrap up the weekend and head into the first full week of November too. Keep that in mind. Fire weather ingredients, strong winds, low humidity, crispy grass like what you have in your yard right now, if you have any left. That is what we'll be talking about Sunday afternoon heading into Monday. Probably not very strong winds, but still enough to make it a problem. So where's the front now? We've got high pressure overhead, no sign of a front here. It's coming together. It's not a very strong front, but we do expect it to kind of come together as we head into tonight, and by tomorrow we should be seeing a front headed our way from North Texas, and that is going to bring us that reinforcing cool down. Here's a look at temperatures across the lower 48 to give you some insight. We need cool temperatures upwind of us to get cool here, so it's not particularly cold across the plains and the Rockies, but that cooler air will be influencing the weather that we see into the weekend. Basically, we're going to keep on this trend of cool mornings, comfortable afternoons, even as we head well into next week. The one opportunity for rainfall, it's going to come on November 1st into the 2nd. As we head into Saturday evening, I think that's our next best chance of rain. I think more of this is really going to be toward those overnight hours, so we'll call it that. But I don't expect a lot of folks to see the rain. So again, that's where the costume comes from. This is my best way to give everybody across the coastal bend a good chance at rain, right? So we'll hope to get something in your yard as we head into the weekend. If not, nice temperatures await on the other side of the weekend.
Coming up next, a spooky addition to Coastal Bend Weekend. We've got the goods on your ghoulish delights.
Now, the local events and fun things to do. It's Coastal Bend Weekend with the Hoffmans.
I wonder what I'm going to do this weekend. There's never anything to do in Corpus Christi.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know that's not true, especially today. There are plenty of Halloween festivities and even some less frightful fun if you'd rather keep your weekend heavenly calm.
I want to hear what she has to say. All right, fine, but I won't promise I won't stir up a little trouble.
Plenty of restaurants and bars are brewing up spooky specials and Halloween parties tonight. Just check in with your favorite one and support local, and make sure you check out our full list of all the pumpkin patches and trunk or treats happening in your neighborhood by going to our website.
But once tonight is over, Halloween technically ends because Saturday marks the beginning of November.
But that's why we should be extra thankful, because all kinds of festivities continue all throughout the weekend. The 18th annual Dia de los Muertos Festival is taking over downtown from 3 p.m. to midnight Saturday.
It's culturally important. I mean, it's such a big holiday in Mexico that they take off work, schools are closed and everything. And it's also a time where we remember, celebrate, and honor our deceased loved ones.
For the Day of the Dead celebration, you can expect music, dancing, and the colorful sights of ofrendas, traditional altars honoring the deceased.
I'm looking forward to all the haunted happenings that will be taking place at the same time, at the same place. The official Corpus Christi Halloween bar crawl is bringing in some scary good deals downtown for all of you ghouls 21 and older. Check-in is at the Artisan from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Ticket info and a map is available on our website.
For the kiddos coming down from their candy rush, the Art Center of Corpus Christi is hosting its weekly free family art time on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Kids can create their own spooky portraits, maybe one of this handsome devil.
But if you're looking to celebrate the season with no jump scares, you can head to the Briscoe King Pavilion Saturday from noon to 5 p.m.
Friends of Padre is hosting a fall fiesta that will include a day of educational family fun with music, local vendors, and food trucks.
And here's your good deed of the week. In the Game Fun Trackers is switching the focus from candy to canned goods with its donation drive starting on Sunday. The goal is to help local families in need, so if you bring non-perishables to donate, you'll get a free 30-minute gameplay pass.
Okay, that's actually a reward system I can get behind. You can find a full list of recommended donations on our website. And there's even more hot happenings all around your neighborhood. So head on over to ChrisTV.com for that full lineup.
And of course, folks, if you want to see your event featured in the future, send us a message and we'll be sure to spread the good word.
And maybe a little mischief. With this week's Coast to Bend Weekend, I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman, Chris 6 News.
Forget the candy tonight. Let's trade it in for some mean green. $754 million to be exact. That's the jackpot for tonight's Mega Millions drawing. If you won, what would you do? Help family? Travel the world? Or maybe give some back to those in need? A lot of people need it right now. We asked some people what they would do with the money.
If I was to win the lottery, I would bless people that are in need. As a veteran, I would find a shelter, bring in all these homeless veterans and give them medical care, transportation, and everything.
That's really nice. The drawing is tonight. Good luck. Coming up, they'll let anyone into a spirit Halloween these days. We'll show you how it turns out for this monkey in the rafters.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
A trip to a Spirit Halloween store in Plano, Texas turned into a wild scene earlier this week. A pet monkey escaped its owner and began swinging through the rafters. Plano police captured it on body camera. Shoppers watched as the animal climbed poles, swung from the wires, and crawled across the ceiling. The monkey was loose for more than 30 minutes before police were able to wrangle it back to its owner, who says it was spooked by the store's animatronic decorations. Police said the monkey was not injured and posed no threat to anyone. Look at him crawling down that pole again.
It's a cute show.
It's one way to go bananas in the Spirit Halloween, right?
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
And hopefully the weather won't be as wild. And it's not. It's going to be great this weekend, right?
Yeah, we're trying to get this costume to be a little more wild and improve
I'm liking
rain
it.
chances.
You look great. You look great. You're Rain, right?
Yes. The only sign, we don't even know what that looks like anymore.
No, we don't.
Do we?
That's why I had to ask. Yeah.
Right. Well, okay. We're trying to get some rainfall into the mix tomorrow. You'll notice yesterday I did not have this little rainy icon on Saturday. It's just an overnight situation, but this might start creeping into the afternoon. afternoon. It's not a washout, just some isolated showers, and then we get another reinforcing blast, another shipment of that beautiful fall weather as we head into the first full week of November. So good stuff.
And we're going to maintain moderate at the beginning of the week. That's going to be great. I'm excited. Fall is here, and your rain. That's all the time we have. We'll see you at 6.